Higher Learning is a show about adults learning interesting facts while under the influence of marijuana. This show is filmed in Vermont, where it is legal to smoke. The staff involved in the show want to be clear that we do not support its use by those too young or where it is illegal to partake in such behavior. While this show doesn't show the usage of drugs or use coarse language, it is not intended for children. Parental discretion is advised. Now, let's get to the burning and learning. Welcome to Higher Learning, a class in disjointed education. This week is the sober week.
Yeah.
The one that, the whole premise of the show is, for those who are just watching for the first time, he gets an edible into him, waits till it kicks in, and we film him learning 25 facts on a topic. Last week, I taught him 25 facts about Cheech and Chong, because I figured it kind of fit the premise of the show, And this week, I'm going to quiz him on it and see if he can get over 70%. Is that what we're looking for?
70 or better.
That's the passing.
I think so.
You've got
60
exactly
or better should be passing, because a D is still good in my book.
Yeah, well, it's not. But you've hit it one time, right? And it was because I gave you half points for one question, and you were like,
"Oh my goodness!"
Anyway, so here we go. See if he can remember anything from last week, because last week he was out of it.
I really was.
He really was. Let's see. What kids' movie was going to have a Cheech and Chong reunion until Tommy Chong was replaced by Whoopi Goldberg? Which would obviously mean Cheech was still in it.
Right.
With Whoopi Goldberg.
Kids movie.
Cheech and Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh my goodness. That doesn't help me. You're going to keep saying that part, and I don't know it. So, nothing?
The Lion King.
Oh, yeah. I will continue not to know that he was in that.
I mean,
or that she was in that, actually.
Neither one of them did a voice. They just were Cheech and Whoopi. But okay. All right, so that's an... Cheech beat Anderson Cooper to become the first celebrity champion of what game show?
That was Jeopardy.
Correct. Chong has smoked with many celebrities, including 3 of the Beatles. Which Beatle has he not smoked? Correct. Why is Richard Marin called Cheech?
Because his dad or his uncle said that he looked like a pork rind, a chicharron.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Tommy Chong shares a birthday with what famous singer? There are options.
I'm going to need those.
Mick Jagger, Bob Dylan, or Tom Petty?
Bob Dylan.
Correct. What did Cheech's father do for a living?
He was a cop.
He was. Which of the two, Cheech or Chong, got an honorary doctorate from the Otis College of Art and Design?
Chong.
No, it was Cheech.
All right.
You had a 50-50 shot. Or you could have remembered. Though they didn't smoke weed in Things Are Tough All Over, they did use what drug?
Acid?
Peyote.
Oh.
Why did the Friday the 13th director, for part 6, Tom McLaughlin, pitch a Cheech and Chong meets Jason movie?
Why?
Yep.
Because Freddy was turned down?
Yes. He asked to do a Freddy versus Jason, and they said, we don't own it. So he looked for something they owned. They owned Cheech and Chong. And you definitely want to see that, but I should probably write down that point.
Yeah.
The 1967 Volkswagen Beetle Tommy Chong drives at the beginning of Up in Smoke was actually owned by which actor? There are options if you need them.
I need them.
Okay. Was it Jack Nicholson, Stacy Keach, or Kurt Russell?
It was the first Jack Nicholson.
Correct.
I see what you did there.
Cheech and Chong's famous license plate MUFDVR, the one that's iconic because of Up in Smoke, is a joke that didn't come from Cheech or Chong. It belonged to whom?
cop that they knew and they borrowed it from.
An LAPD officer. I'll give you that. Cheech and Chong's next movie was the feature film debut of what famous
Pee Wee
character? Tommy Chong's first career was an R&B guitarist. What famous guitar legend did he have the honor of jamming with on
Jimi
stage
Hendrix.
in England? Would you
And
let me
he
finish
smoked
the
with.
question? Yes, that's the question. No bonus answers. You're not getting extra points. Unless I say there's one, because there's a couple. Why did Cheech originally move to Alberta, Canada?
Draft dodging?
Correct. Where did the famous Dave's Not Here bit come from? Dave's not here, man.
Chong messing with Cheech or Cheech messing with Chong?
Chong
It was
messing
one
with
or
Cheech.
the other, but
Yep.
it was real life, and then they had to re-record it and lost some of the charm. And that
I wanna
sounds
hear
like,
that
I want
original
to hear
recording
the
if it
original
still
one. That
exists
sounds like
anywhere.
it would be even funnier.
How much jail time did Tommy Chong get for his part in selling glass bongs, pipes, and paraphernalia with his name and likeness?
How long?
Yeah.
Are there options?
Nope.
5 years?
9 months.
Oh, okay.
Though they worked together on South Park and Nash Bridges, when did they officially reunite and go on tour? There's 3 options.
Yes.
2003, 2008, or 2012.
2008.
Correct. You would shake it in your head, no, and then...
Well, because the year I had in my head was not in any of those, so...
Let's see. In their second record, Big Bamboo, they provided what as a gimmick? Like what came with the record?
Oh, a giant rolling paper that couldn't hold, like it wasn't working. It was like bad.
It was a 12-inch.
Yeah.
I mean, it was supposed to work.
Yeah, well.
It's just hard to roll.
You wouldn't
12-inch
explain to me
long.
on the air why that wasn't true, but
I tried you off the air, and you got mad that it was a fact.
didn't make any sense.
Yeah. Anyway, why was the film Up in Smoke banned by the South African Publications Control Board?
Because it promoted the use of marijuana?
Specifically by the youth, but yeah, I'll give you it.
Okay. By the youth, they were old
Yeah.
dudes.
Not at the time.
They were past their 20s.
Okay.
That's old dudes. That's not youth.
They were like in their 30s.
Right, that's not
Yeah.
youth.
Well, there's a lot of 80-year-olds. It's not even midlife in the 30s, so stop.
Oh, whatever.
Chong's character's name in Up in Smoke is mentioned once at the beginning of the movie. He's referred to as Anthony. It is revealed in a deleted scene that his full name is what? Anthony what?
Toker?
Close. Stoner.
Okay.
You were on the right path. Cheech and Chong had 8 albums and 1 greatest hits album between the 70s and 80s. That's not counting one that came out a couple years ago. How many of those went gold?
How many were there?
There were 8 albums and 1 greatest hit, so 9 technically, but how many went gold?
7?
5.
Okay.
Cheech's movie Born in East LA is based on what?
The fact that he was born in East LA?
No?
Well, yeah, I don't know. Like,
It's based on the song he wrote that was a parody of Born in the USA that you've heard your whole
yeah,
life.
Whatever. Doesn't mean anything to me.
Born in East LA.
Yeah, okay.
You know that song.
Show, like, that
Show. Anyway,
doesn't mean anything.
their first album was released in 1971. What was its highly original name?
Cheech and Chong?
Correct. They met when Cheech was a writer, and his editor told him to write an article about some guy running an improv theater troupe out of what type of establishment? Like, it wasn't like a comedy club, but comedy was happening there.
Theater?
No,
I don't know.
topless club. It was a topless bar.
Oh, all right.
It was a booty bar. Before Up in Smoke became the movie it is, what was the original idea for a Cheech and Chong first movie?
Like, 2 guys.
No, not the movie that they made. What was the original plan? And then they decided to do something different, and then made the movie.
It was just gonna be a whole bunch of skits or sketches.
Yes.
Back to back. It was just gonna.
And
be
it was
that?
gonna have some like live clips too.
Okay.
But yeah, correct. Okay.
I'll stick with my sketches word that I made up.
You have 64 points because you got 16 right.
Wait a second. You said that there were a couple of bonuses, and you never even asked me those.
I guess there wasn't.
So you lied?
I usually put.
I don't take this answer to mean anything to me because he lied.
Or he's just mad because he was. Again, sometimes you start off well, and then you still puff fail.
Yeah, and sometimes I start off well and then you lie.
Next week, it'll be fun because he'll be high and I'll be teaching him 25 facts on who knows. I haven't even picked the topic yet. But we'll find out yet again if he can puff pass
or puff fail.